I try to keep my show tightly focused on high quality books for children, but there are sometimes topics related to literature that I feel are worth talking about. Stuff like school curriculum, educational policy, and children's literacy. That matters a lot to me because if kids can't read or don't understand what they're reading, there's no point in having children's literature in the first place. So I just wanted to quickly remind everyone that standardized testing doesn't matter. And by that, I mean that never, ever, ever have I met an old person who was reflecting back on life and was like, my greatest regret is that I didn't do better on my standardized tests. Assessment is an incredibly difficult thing. We send our kids to school every day and assume that education happens, and maybe I'm just getting old, but these days I feel like this is happening less and less as giant TV screens take over classrooms, and many teachers are just straight up playing Netflix and YouTube in class, but that's a complaint for another day. I don't know how to solve the problem of assessment. We give government-run schools our money and our children's time, and so we need to do something to find out if they're learning anything, but at the same time, standardized tests are really only able to tell us how well kids do on standardized tests. And I know this because I've worked on and off through my career helping kids prepare for standardized tests, mostly the ACT and SAT in the United States, which are the standard tests that kids take to apply to universities. And I can definitely say that the more kids feel that these tests will determine their fate, the worse they do and the worse of an experience they have. Ideally, a kid should go into a test calm, relaxed, focused, and with a sense of, this is just a test. Like, think of it like those old things we used to hear on the radio that would test the emergency broadcast system, where it would play that obnoxious sound and then say, this is only a test. We need to provide the nerds with data so that they can crunch that and then find out if the kids are actually benefiting from state-run education, which is fine. But we need to do this in a way that doesn't make children so anxious and unhappy and absolutely concerned about their future when they're like 11. So if you're a kid about to take a standardized test, or if you're a parent or a teacher of kids who are about to deal with all that nonsense, I just want to remind you that none of these exams say anything about a child's value, intelligence, usefulness, or future career potential. This has been on my mind because this week my oldest daughter has to take the SATs, which is a full week of standardized tests that kids in England have to take before they start secondary school. She got so stressed out about them. The school was just radiating pressure out onto the kids, and more than one night she came down after bedtime just unable to sleep because she was so freaked out about failing. And I just kept telling her, take the test seriously, like you want to give the people from the government good information, but remember that they really, really don't matter. Give the nerds their data and move on. This week, while the tests are going on, I've intentionally made things as chill as possible. That's why I'm out here in the backyard, and I've got a bunch of little girls running around playing with water and going on the swing set and just having a nice time. They need that after all the stress of pushing paper for grown-ups all day. Whether you're a student, parent, or teacher, don't let the system grind you up when it comes to standardized testing, because really, it doesn't matter. Do your best, give the dorks their data, and then come home and go bananas in the backyard with your best friends. Because unlike standardized tests, memories of playtime with friends are actually important.